Hey guys, I'm Nightspeeds and welcome back to another video on the topic of Skate 4. Now in this video we won't be talking about features EA should add in an upcoming Skate 4 because, let's be honest, it's not looking too bright. We also won't be talking about upcoming skateboarding games like Project Session and True Skate Big Screen. I have videos on that so you can check them out in the corner. But just quickly on that, Project Session has removed project from its name, so it seems a little more legit and we might be getting that in 2018, let's just hope for that. And True Skate Big Screen, we haven't really heard much, it is kind of on a pause, so I would love to get a new interview with the VP of Marketing, Ruben Garcia, very soon. If you, like me, have played Skate 1, 2 and 3 so much that you're kind of tired of it and you want a fresh kind of new experience, this is the video for you, because I've been looking into another genre. Let's be honest, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is absolute, I don't even want to say it. So I wanted to go into the genre of snowboarding. Now I don't have the same passion for snowboarding as I do for skateboarding. Skateboarding is my life. I've only snowboarded a few times. I find it funny, but I don't know anything about the industry. But I thought it would be the closest to give the experience that skate has given. The first game I checked out was SSX for the Xbox 360. And while I had good memories of the series as a child on the PS2, this game really did kind of let me down. Tricks were so easy to do, slides were crazy, and it just gave me more of a Tony Hawk feeling snowboard game than a realistic EA Skate snowboarding game. I definitely had my hopes up for Steep by Ubisoft because it seemed like the game had a lot of potential, but when I tried the open beta I was so disappointed. Tricks just didn't feel right to me, and I don't even think you could do slides or grind at this point in the game. But luckily only a little while after, maybe a month or two, the game Mark McMorris Infinite Air came out, developed by HB Studios and published by Maximum Games. The first thing I noticed about this game is that when you're in the air you can tweak the board left and right just like you can do in the Skate series. Turning feels a lot different, but that's just how it's supposed to be because it is a snowboarding game. The snow is deeper here and there, so that is going to give you a different feel wherever you are snowboarding down the mountain. There aren't trucks underneath a snowboard, so of course you are limited in that way, but you still have a lot of opportunities, especially since you can just keep spinning once you get on there. You can't really do that in the Skate series. In the Skate series you can obviously flip your board, and you can't do that in a snowboarding game, but the focus here has been way more on body flips, which is amazing because in the Skate series you can only really do one body flip unless you're doing it close to some surface that lets you keep spinning into a double back flip or triple front flip. What do I know? But the focus of this game is just much more on you are the boss in the air. You can control how many flips you're going to do. Are you going to do front flip, back flip, wildcat, tame dog, rodeo? And all the grabs you can do each have their own way of affecting how you are spinning in the air. But let's get into the grabs and how they sometimes feel similar to the Skate series but other times very different. You know how in the Skate series you can do a front side or back side grab, and then you can tweak that in the 4 directions and do 4 different tricks. In Infinite Air you just have to hit a certain combination and then you can actually let go of the stick, just keep grabbing and then you'll actually stay in that grab. But from there you can tweak with the stick in 4 directions to get the same trick but with 4 different kinds of style. And that is very cool, and it's actually a big focus on the game because the different way you tweak it and different style you add will give you a different score. For example, there was a challenge where you had to do a melon but getting 30 points on it or something like that, and I just kept not being able to do it because I didn't know that you could tweak for style. So you'd have to find that right style that would actually make you go over the limit. Another thing with the grabs I really have to get used to is, let's say that you, for example, you tweak up with the right stick and you hit the right trigger to do a grab. Well, you can actually do 2 grabs this way depending on which order you hit the trigger or the stick first. Grabs in the Skate series always felt more natural to me and like it made more sense. Plus we got more tricks once you were able to take your feet off the board. But I feel like some of the combinations in Infinite Air don't really make sense. It's like you have to really remember all the different combinations for tricks, and an example I want to take here is the tail grab, nose grab situation. In the Skate series you could tweak your board and then whatever hand you chose to grab with, it would go to the part of the skateboard that was closest to the skater. Now that is the opposite with nose grabs and tail grabs in Infinite Air, and it feels a little weird, and the animation is kind of ruined because of that, I think. Of course, this is not published or developed by EA, so I like that they went their own way. I just feel like it is tough sometimes when it's more of remembering than what makes sense. But enough about the tricks, let's focus on the world of this game. We start out with Mount Infinite, and you can basically go anywhere in the helicopter, just spawn anywhere you'd like, go down huge mountainsides or get to a park with some ramps and rails, and this is also the mountain where the circuit mode challenges will be at. But you can also create your own mountain, controlling how big the mountains are going to be, how many trees, and so on. It is just an absolutely amazing part. If you love building parks and games or stuff like that and get creative, this is definitely the game, because you can create like an entire mountain range and just do whatever you'd like. You want some cool steep mountains to go down, you can do that. Want some challenges, put some more trees in there, some rocks, or you could just build your dream snowboard park. There are so many possibilities with the world creator in this game. You can place different kind of ramps and rails and stuff to snowboard on, but you can also add things to the environment that makes it look more legit, like cabins and trees, rock. But you can also sculpt the snow, making different sizes of hills wherever you want. You have so many possibilities when it comes to changing the environment in this game. Whenever I got stuck or frustrated with learning tricks in this game, I'd always just go to the world editor and try to make something fun. And I feel like even though you aren't a snowboarding fan, you can still have a lot of fun with this, just not even focusing on doing the parks, but just changing everything and have so much control here. But the physics in this game are kind of cool. You can happen to run into things and then accidentally doing a backflip or some kind of side flip, and that will feel really awesome once you do that and actually land them. I have tried to do some on purpose, but that is a little more difficult. But once you get it, it feels pretty awesome, especially if it's at a park where you created the obstacle yourself. And then you'll realize you spent an hour getting this thing, because you really do get sucked into this game, especially if you are an EA Skate series fan. You could also say that this game has a session marker system, or at least when you hit X you return to your spawn point, and you also have the ability to go back in time, so if you are going for that perfect line, it might be a little easier than if you were to do it in the Skate series. When you fall in Infinite Air, you can control the body slightly with the right stick. You can tweak in the 4 different directions, bend the knees and bend the arms, but nothing compared to how much fun you can have with the Hall of Meat system in Skate 3, and maybe also the earlier ones. You will experience bugs and glitches in this game since it is physics based, but most of them are minor and just kind of funny. Reminds me of Skate 3 at least, but I did have a game breaking one for me, which is this slide on the side of the rail. I did that numerous times and it's just too easy and kind of ruins it. But other than that, nothing too serious. If you want to record a line or a cool trick, the camera angles and options are very limited, or at least if you're playing on Xbox One. I do think that PC gamers have more options, but honestly I'm not sure. In my case, I play on Xbox One and you basically only have 2 angles, one straight behind you and then one a little to the side, but it seems kind of random if it's your back side or your front side. Then you have a few options of how close you want to be to the snowboarder, but it is always a follow cam. I think that if EA made a snowboarding game where they focused on the realistic parts of it as much as they did with the Skate series, I think it would look something like this game. But let's turn that around and ask the question, what if EA never makes Skate 4? What if True Skate Big Screen and Session won't live up to our expectations of a skateboarding game? I truly believe that HB Studios might be the next bet on that. It seems like they tried to get as many of the snowboarding tricks in there as they possibly could, so if they could do that with skateboarding and have a game where they focused as much on the details as they have with this one, I think it would be good. But please let me know down there in the comment section below if you guys have played Mark McMorris Infinite Air. Did you enjoy it more than Steep, Snow or SSX? Or if you've never tried the game at all, do you feel like getting it now? Because I can truly recommend it. It is a very underappreciated game, and if you've tried the Skate series you will find a lot of similarities. Of course, because of the differences of the genres, there will be some features you can do, but then there will be a greater focus on some other things that you might not have that much control of in the Skate series. So if you get the chance, if it's on sale or anything, I do think it is kind of cheap in general, but just if you get the chance, try it out. I don't think you'll regret it. But also feel free to suggest other Skate 4 alternative games that are out there. This is really the only one I had on my radar, so if you have something I don't know of, feel free to leave it down there and I will check it out, and if it truly is a Skate 4 alternative, I will make a video on it. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, remember to subscribe, and then I'll just see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.